Capricorn.
Hello Capricorn, Happy New Year and happy birthday. You got two things going on here with two new big bangs, and not only that, but this month here we have the Sun, we got Mercury, the new moon, and Pluto going on in your first house. So what is that going to do for you here this month? Well, the Sun is you, and it is your birthday month, so you're radiating extra energy out towards your ascendants, your rising sign, out towards the public. So you're going to be that much more charming here in January when you radiate that beautifully. But we have the new moon too. And the new moon here is an oomph of new energy, new beginnings. And this is taking place here on the 9th. That is the time that we put down our intentions. So having the new moon in the first house, what does that entail? Well, since it's all about personality, then the new moon will inspire you to feel this quickening of energy within your psyche and within your heart, your being. And it's all about putting down intentions, about saying, I want to feel this great, this charming, this radiant for the rest of the year, because not only does the full moon have the power to carry you through the month, but until that of January of 2017, when the new moon comes back to this specific area of your chart. Now the Sun here coming up on Pluto. Pluto is a pivotal point of transformation. And this being in your first house, well, that means there's going to be something very powerful taking place on the 5th. Like new decisions, new beginnings, whatever that may be for each of you individually. It's hard to say when I don't have your individual chart. But here collectively, it's that you're going to take a new step in a new direction, which Pluto now is going to power up for this entire year. It will be a full year before the Sun gets to meet up with Pluto again. So we also do have here this full moon, which is coming in on the 23rd, and that will illuminate the area of your 8th house. And the 8th house is a passionate house. It's a Scorpio house. So you might just come to feel that your emotions are running deeper. There might be some illumination going on as far as the funds that you hold and share with others or with your significant other. The 8th house, say it has to do with loans, investments, anything where you can store away money and save. Could be mortgages. Things of that nature may come to the surface where you might feel that you want to look into it and perhaps tweak it so you can grow your savings a little bit more. And also I feel there's a deepening of emotional communication here this month under this full moon. It will be in the sign of Leo, so any matters of the heart or something that you feel very deeply about may surface at this time, and you may feel very strongly about it because of that Scorpion energy of the house itself. But we have Mars. Mars has been working here straight through that of December in your career house. So maybe you have been working extra hard, or maybe haven't had meetings, or maybe even looking for employment, could be as well. But Mars comes to this area of your career once every 2 years. This is what you have been working on. And you will have that with you, Capricorn, until the 4th, because then Mars is leading and saying adios to this area. And now you're going to be focusing more on groups. Groups and organizations and what you want to do, perhaps within volunteer work, but it's also your friends. So you'll come to see that after the 4th, it's going to be a very social time for you. The most social time that it has been for 2 years. 2 years ago, you were out and about and sharing, having a lot of fun with your friends. This is taking place here again now too. And in that, you might just come upon your hopes and dreams, which the 11th house, excuse me, also represents. So it's a time to go after it, to chase it. Mars is very Marsy, right? It likes to obtain it's your energy, your physical drive, and so forth. So we'll just come to see how that is going to be very important for you. Plus, remember, Mars is also going to be in the sign of Scorpio. Here we have the full moon in the Scorpion house. Here we have Mars moving into Scorpio. So you're going to be that much more intense, more driven, goal-oriented. And I don't really see that you're leaving any stone unturned for looking for treasures of those things that can now come to behoove you in the here and now, and how you work and how you can move ahead with your ambitions. Don't forget, Mars is also ambitions. So you might be able to trickle off and ricochet with some perhaps support from friends in getting a new job, just since we still have the energy going from the 10th house. So new doors may open up there for you. And then think about Mars as being men. So if you're a female, then this Marsian energy could come to you maybe as a new relationship through some friends. Because I get a lot of questions. It's like, okay, so where will I meet this new man? Well, for you, if you are looking for a new relationship, then I'd say this month it can come through friendships. Venus, which rules love, is in your 12th house, the house of Pisces. So it's sensitive, it's not necessarily vulnerable, but there's a heightened sense of psychic energy, interdimensionally so. The 12th house is always our subconsciousness and what is working on a higher interdimensional level. So it's time to pull back, listen to where Venus is taking you this month. And you might just come to see that you can come across some karmic paths, for example. This is also because Venus will be meeting up with Saturn, which is karma, and you have Saturn in your 12th house, and you will have that until it goes into your sign later here in 2016, but not before late summer. So when Venus and Saturn meet up, well, that is a date you want to mark off on your calendar to see what karmic situation might just come up for you here this month. That is on the 8th, January 8th. So that could be interesting. When we have a conjunction like that, it also indicates new beginnings. So, whatever those new beginnings are, they're going to be tainted with a sense of something that has to do with destiny or fate, since it is that 12th house. What I'm also loving to see here is that you're moving right along here with Jupiter in your 9th house. You're currently seeking to expand your consciousness spiritually and perhaps also metaphysically. I see that some of you might start taking classes, or at least wanting to take some classes. Not necessarily, though, going back to the school desk in a conventional sense. Some of you might just be taking online classes or just studying, self-studying too, because Jupiter wants to reach into this higher dimension. It's in the house that it rules. Jupiter rules that 9th house, so for you it's like a double whammy. And then it's all about, I see that higher mind ticking away, trying to compute new knowledge. Now Jupiter is going to be going retrograde on us here, I think next month. So that's going to bring back situations to you from the past. But for right now, Jupiter is direct. You want to make the most out of it, especially for those of you if you are having to take any kind of exams. But your Neptune is still working here in the 3rd house, and that has to do with communication, the way you communicate, how you communicate. It has to do with longings and hopes, desires, and spirituality. And some of you might have been already seeing, especially those of you, I feel, that's a little early in the sign, have been attracting new people, a new crowd of people that resonate with you on this level. Because when we learn new things and we acquire new insight and wisdom, if we can't communicate it, then we're not really integrating it. You know, it's through communication that becomes viable. So I do see that quite a few of you are starting to attract a new group of friends with the same kindred type spirit. Uranus, changes in the home, in the family, not too many aspects going on, but we do have a good one coming up here on the 12th when Venus and Uranus is going to trine. So great news on the 12th. It can have to do with love. It can have to do with financial resources. And in that case, it could come from a family or a family member, just because it has to do with the 4th house area. So that could be parents, it could be uncles, aunts, and so forth as well. But we have here the full moon. We did mention that in your 8th. So we're going to go to the top of the month and see what aspects are taking place. The sun is you, the energy and the essence of you. It's going to be conjuncting Pluto. There is a pivotal point of a choice, new beginnings. On the 5th, we have Venus squaring off on Neptune. Now, when those two come together, there might be like a little hiccup in the matrix, maybe a little disappointment or unfulfilled expectations, because Neptune turns a little muddy or a little foggy when it's squared, and then either in case with affiliated with either love or money issues, since Venus is there. And then on the 7th, also an unexpected event taking place, and it might be here for you within the family arena, news that you will be getting, because that square is between the 1st and the 4th house here for you. But then, like I said, on the 8th though, Venus and Saturn coming together should secure something for you. So whatever the deal has been earlier in that first week of January, on the 8th you will just feel a sense of deeper security taking place, like a root, growing a new root. And then on the 12th and 13th, well, here we go with that good blessed news that we were speaking about. That could be news about money. There is also Jupiter just unraveling its generosity here on you, and that will be on the 13th when both the Sun and Mercury are trining Jupiter. So if you are expecting anything, that would be the day for you to see the arrival of good news. For some of you, it might just come very unexpected, but really, really welcomed. So on the 17th, don't run out and spend all that money. It is a day where you would like to just empty your wallet, because Venus and Jupiter, when they get together, they have fun. All right? As long as it's something you need, as long as it's something that you know that you can come to appreciate in the long run, it's all good. However, though, it's one of those days where we just go out and get a whole lot of bling that, you know, will be great for a day or two, and then we just, you know, put it aside or out in the garage. Just because Jupiter can become a little gaudy at times, and especially when it's not too well aspected, and when Venus is there too, it's like our tastes are not how it usually is. Okay, it's often the gaudy mode, but you know, that can be fun too, as long as you don't go out and spend the big bucks, right, that you will come to regret. But on the 18th, such a romantic day for you, Capricorn. Mars rules men. It also rules desire, passion, your goals and whatnot. Neptune, your hopes, your dreams, the higher aspiration here of the higher octave of Venus. So if you are in a relationship, this is a day that you want to put on your calendar for a candlelight dinner. For those of you who are single, well, this could be a great day for you to meet somebody. Now, on that very same day, which happens to be Martin Luther King's day, the moon is lining up a whole series of trines. Trine Pluto, trine Mercury, trine Jupiter, and then also the Sun. So you can see everything's coming together like a little party here on the 18th. So we definitely do want to circle that on our calendar. On the 22nd, though, Mercury's going to move to that very same degree that the Sun had on the 5th. When you made a decision or started off on something new, maybe you had an interview, well, this could be the day that you get some feedback or return on what you've been expecting or waiting, because there's communication, Mercury and Pluto, and this too is starting off a new cycle or opening up a new door. So that is definitely a day to be reckoned with if you are expecting something of a practical manner, I'd like to say. It's happening in your first house, and of course that has to do with your foundation since you are Capricorn. So yeah, Mars, I did mention, is going to move into that of Scorpio, so that will give you a fantastic, good drive and passion throughout the entire month. And that will bring us to February, where I will see you. Now, if you haven't listened to your 2016 forecast for the entire year, you'll find it on my channel. Just click on the channel name. And also, we're now uploading January's tarot reading, and so you can go listen, see what the cards have to share with you this month. And I'll see you in February.